Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. The power of silver in trade and faith traditions. Let's explore. I'm going to be bringing you an article here from a Gregory Elder, who is a professor emeritus of history and humanities at Moreno Valley College and also a Roman Catholic priest. He has a very interesting take here, and I think such a well-written piece that I thought it was worthy to bring it to you, as I think it gives us an idea of the lasting power of silver in trade and how it dates back through the Christian faith here. I'm holding in my hand a silver disc, an old silver dollar, the like of which you do not see very often. This one is dated 1925. On its face is an image of the female Liberty wearing a crown. On the reverse is a resting American bald eagle holding laurels in its claws, which is significant in and of itself. This specimen is called the peace dollar, and it was minted to commemorate the end of the First World War, also known as the Great War. American eagles in heraldry are normally shown with laurels in one claw and arrows in the other, to show American power in both war and peace. However, after the war, to end all wars, it was deemed appropriate to put the arrows away. Have no fear, gentle reader, for our national security. If you look at the Kennedy half dollar and its eagle, the arrows are definitely back. It's also back on the American silver eagle, at least it is for now, because on that particular coin, you do see the heraldic eagle with the arrows showing on the right side, or the eagle's left side, and the laurel branch on the left side, or the eagle's right side. But nonetheless, this eagle is perched there, and you can see the olive branch, showcasing that we are at a time of peace. This particular coin was a replacement for the older coin called the Morgan dollar. And this is named for the engraver of at the U.S. Mint who designed it, George T. Morgan. Both the Morgan dollars and peace dollars carry 0.77344 troy ounces of silver, making it 90% of the content, the rest of it being copper to make the coin more durable. Officially, the coin is worth $1, but its silver content makes it worth about $20 at the current rates, the current spot price. Silver is one of the most ancient metals to be mined and refined by human beings. It is one of the 7 metals of antiquity, meaning it's one of the only known metals until medieval times, along with gold, mercury, tin, iron, lead, and copper. Because of its rarity and value, along with gold, it is part of the religious heritage of the world, and it appears in culture after culture. The extraction of silver from ore was developed in the Aegean Islands around 4000 BC. That is typically around the area of Greece and the Aegean Sea. Phoenicians were captivated by its value in trade, and when they discovered it in Spain, they went right to work. The Phoenicians mined so much silver that they did not have enough ships to carry it home. After that, the Western thirst for silver knew no bounds, and the love for this precious metal was transferred to the level of the supernatural. In ancient Egypt, it is believed that the skin of the gods was made of gold, but their bones were made of silver. In modern folklore, silver bullets can kill werewolves and witches. In the Bible, silver was well known. On one hand, the extraction and purification of silver was used as an image of God purifying humanity, removing the base metals of sin and bringing out the best, sending it through the refining of fire. The book of Proverbs tells us, the crucible is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, and the Lord tests hearts. Proverbs 17:3. The purification of the Levitical priesthood was compared to silver refining in the prophet Malachi. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he will purify the sons of Levi and refine them like gold and silver, and they will bring offerings in righteousness to the Lord. That's from Malachi 3:3. The use of silver in making images for idol worship was frequently condemned. Another prophet warns us, and now they sin more and more, and make for themselves metal images, idols skillfully made of their silver, all of them the work of craftsmen. It is said to them, those who offer human sacrifice kiss calves, Hosea 13:2. The economic power of silver could also corrupt the hearts of men and turn their eyes away from the need of their fellows. Amos blasts those who buy the poor for silver and the needy for a pair of sandals and sell the chaff for wheat. Amos 8:6. Nonetheless, many of the worthies of the Bible are known for the abundance of silver treasures, including Abraham, David, and of course, Solomon. Similar passages in the New Testament attest both to the powers and dangers of silver. Jesus knew its value when he said, "Oh, that woman, having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and seek diligently until she finds it?" From Luke 15:8. The Epistle of James warns the riches of God's anger at sin, saying, "Your gold and silver have corroded, and the corrosion will be evidence against you, and will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasure in the last days." James 5:3. Most sinister of all is, of course, Judas selling Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Most likely those silver pieces were silver Roman denarii, 30 of which were about a half month's wages of a Roman soldier. On the question of coinage, that is a later development. The first coins in the West were developed by the Lydians in the 6th century BC because smaller pieces were easier to use than larger ingots or shekels. The classical Greeks loved coined money, and when silver was discovered under the city of Athens, the little state became much more powerful indeed. The Romans used silver in trade, the first unit being the libra, or the metal armband weighing less than a modern pound. But the designation of IB for pound or LB for pound lives on today. So that's where the word pound comes from libra. Around 300 BC, the Roman Republic began minting coins after discovering that they were also good for patriotic propaganda. Silver was associated more than money in religion. The ancient Greeks and Babylonians observed that there were 7 of these early known metals, and also there were 7 days of the week and 7 planets visible to the naked eye, and so it did not take them long to start making associations between them. Silver was associated with the moon and Monday, and kind of apropos how many people are talking about silver going to the moon these days. By way of comparison, copper got Venus and Friday. In medieval times, the rise of alchemy, or the search for a method of turning iron into gold, took note of these associations. The alchemists postulated that the planets had a rulership over the metals, and therefore, if they could figure out that relationship, perhaps they could make a transformation. Alas, silver, like the other metals, is but an element on the periodic table with silver known as Ag, which is from the Latin argentium, and its atomic number is 47. As I turn the silver coin in my hands, a century old, almost a century old, I can only ponder what this coin might have seen. Was it in the pocket of a veteran who survived the Kaiser's guns and spent it in a poker game in the Depression, or used by some frugal household to buy necessary supplies? Kind of doubt it. This one's pretty much uncirculated. Or was it thrown into a church collection basket or spent in a brothel? Or perhaps both. The peace dollar went out of use in 1935. The U.S. stopped using actual silver in coins beginning in 1965. Nonetheless, as we can see, this one has survived all that time and is in my hands right here and right now. Silver, it certainly does have a power to it of trade and as a faith tradition throughout the ages, mentioned many times in the Bible, and certainly a coin and a treasure to be reckoned with. And here we have both of these particular coins here, the peace dollar and Morgan dollar together, and coming later on, we're going to see representations of these by the U.S. Mint. It'll be quite interesting to see how they make these coins and to commemorate these particular traditions, as they are very popular and very well known. Silver is a metal that I believe will continue to astonish us and perplex us and frustrate us for years to come. But nonetheless, I hope you found this video insightful and interesting. The peace dollar, the Morgan dollar, and silver utilized as money for thousands and thousands of years. And really, when you think about it, at the end of this particular piece that I read, it hasn't been that long since it stopped being used for everyday transactions, silver as a currency. But that does not stop it from being money, although I like to refer to it as dormant money for right now. But there could come a time when we see this beautiful metal to be utilized again for transactions in some manner or form. Until then, we accumulate it, we stack it as a way to preserve our wealth, and that is what we should hope for as a wealth preservation insurance policy and as a savings account. Silver, an amazing metal for sure. Silver, the power of trade. Silver, the power of tradition and faith. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.